Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I wanted to show you tonight how to make this wonderful plate of comfort food that my family really enjoys. It's my beef tips and rice. This evening we're going to prepare beef tips and rice. We're going to start out with a little over 2 pounds of your stew cut meat, some Worcestershire sauce, Kikkoman soy sauce, a little cayenne pepper, onion salt, black pepper, some vegetable oil to sear the meat, all-purpose flour to dredge the meat in, and some fresh garlic. And of course we'll have the rice on the end to finish the dish up. Okay, I have 3 tablespoons of cooking oil here, and I've got some fresh flour here. I'd like to go ahead and dredge the meat in to give it a little extra browning on the outside of the meat. I haven't really seasoned it that much. I'm just going to sprinkle a little black pepper on it, lightly seasoned, because most of the seasoning flavors are going to come out of the sauce. So I've got a little bit of a little pepper, and I'm just going to go ahead and go in and dredge. I'll season as I go. Okay, we're all done with our dredging. At this point now, all we're trying to do is get a nice little sear, browning the meat all the way around. The flour helps with the thickening agent later on in the dish. I will also, at this time, add a little more pepper. That is black pepper. And I'm going to go ahead and go with a little onion salt. Now, my family is a little finicky. Most of them don't care for onions. Normally, prior to dredging and browning the meat, I would have done a whole onion. That's what the recipe actually calls for. It's traditional. But my folks are a little finicky, so I just leave the onion out. Instead, I use onion powder or onion salt. This process actually takes about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, folks, we've got a pretty good brown on all that meat. Flour's moved around. I think that's pretty good right there. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients so I can put it down to a simmer. In this here, I have, the recipe calls for 1/4 of a cup of Worcestershire sauce and 1/4 of a cup of soy sauce. Notice I didn't do a lot of salting because you have plenty of salt in your soy sauce. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 cups, I've already measured it out in advance, 2 cups of regular, just plain old water. 2 cups of water. Nice. And then I usually use garlic powder. I didn't have any garlic powder, so I'm going to go ahead and put 2 cloves of freshly minced garlic down in the dish. I'm going to mix that around real good, and then I'm going to put the lid on there. I also want to add a little bit of cayenne pepper, just a little sprinkle across the top. Okay, good deal. And you can tell it's already, kicked up real good, so it's starting to boil. I'm going to let it boil for just a little bit of time, put a lid on it, and let it simmer for about an hour, hour and a half. Okay, folks, our chips are ready. Now I do have one quick little trick. As you can see, it's thick enough, but I like to add a little more, just a little more. So what I've done here is I have made a little bit of brown gravy, just a brown gravy mix, 35-cent brown gravy mix, cheap. To be honest with you, it adds a lot of wonderful flavor in there. It kind of reinforces the beef flavor. It's much better than trying to mix up a quick roux to thicken things up. We were already thick enough, but meanwhile that just kind of, again, reinforces our beef flavor. The rice is already done, beautifully done. And I'm going to give you another sneaky. Yes, I could have boiled the rice down for an hour or whatever. I went ahead and went with boiling a bag rice. It comes out beautifully. Nice and fresh like that. It just makes it a lot easier. At any rate, I'm ready to go ahead and plate up. I'm going to go ahead and lay down a nice bed of rice. There we are. And the beef tips just look wonderful. I mean, the juice is thick and saucy and just lays on there. Very nice. Okay. Well, here we are. I'd like to say thank you for visiting with us again this evening. I hope your family enjoys this dish as much as my family does. Beef tips and rice. Thank you.